Welcome, everybody, to Cliffhangers and Cocktails podcast with Amy Sissel.
Hello!
And me, Shea McLeod, both USA Today best-selling authors of paranormal women's fiction, among other things. And as always, this is brought to you by the Caftan Coven.
Today we're going to be talking with author Steffanie Holmes about her new series, Nevermore Murder Club, and the Smutty book Coven. We'll also be talking about the usual witchy things and some general shenanigans. And obviously, we'll be having a cocktail.
Of course, naturally. For science. And for your benefit. We sacrifice ourselves for you all.
God, we're givers.
We really are.
So, as always, we're going to get started with our affirmation.
Woohoo!
And today's affirmation is, I release my mistakes and open myself to new opportunities.
Yes! Woohoo!
And that is so good. It's so easy to get stuck on the, I screwed that up.
Yes.
And just like catastrophizing that
right.
and getting stuck in a spiral and not moving forward.
Yes, because then that like it throws you off track. You're just stuck in a negativity spin, and then you can't see the way forward. Like it blocks, it's sort of like blinders on a horse, and you can't see opportunities and possibilities around you. So today we're going to talk a little bit about Pisces season energy. Woo! We talked some about like Pisces energy when we talked about, when we had your birthday special, but we're still in Pisces season, which lasts from February 18th to March 20th. So I thought it would be fun to talk a little bit more about the energy of this season in general, because it's a whole season. This is the final house of the zodiac, the final symbol of the zodiac.
Best for last.
Mm-hmm. Woohoo!
Yeah. Go Pisces.
Yeah. So Pisces.
It's your birthday.
It's your birthday party.
For real.
But for real.
Yeah.
So Pisces season energy, well, Pisces, is obviously a water sign, as we talked about before. And Pisces season energy is kind of dreamy and empathetic and fluid, acting as sort of this final sort of reflective chapter of the zodiac. And, Neptune is hanging out around there right now in this 2026 season. And and it's got real dreamy sort of energy going on. So it's a time to sort of slow down, to trust your intuition. Pisces season is all about like intuition and trusting that intuition and embracing the deep emotions of the season. And I've been doing some of that through my fictional viewing. I've been embracing some deep emotions and like getting really emotional and crying like a baby over I
think if you go back to when we talked about my personal Pisces traits, you'll find out that emotions are actually bad. It's okay to be deeply emotive as a Pisces, but it is also very important to put them in that little bottle, seal that cap, bury it.
I don't think that's true.
They said so.
I mean, there needs to be balance, obviously, to all things, but emotions are good. Emotions are matriarchal. And emotions are badass. So, but it's time to also, this is a good time to foster creativity before we go into Aries season, which is, we're going to talk about more about that in a future podcast coming up, but we're going to foster and nurture that creativity that's going to be launched during Aries season. And then it's also a period that's ideal for spiritual healing and emotional release and boundary setting to bring you into this new zodiac year, this new cosmic year that starts with Aries season on March 20th. If this is just a good time to focus on those things. Apparently I've been doing a lot of emotional release lately. I don't know if you've been feeling this, but I've been feeling this, that there's been like this sort of heightened sense of awareness that allows for, just what's going on in the world with each other. And it allows for sort of this deeper emotional connections. And I mean, you probably are going to need to, you need to protect your energy, but like, so you don't feel drained or overwhelmed. But I've been finding that I've been making, as I meet new people and stuff, I've been, making some deeper emotional connections. And I felt more connected to people this season, I think, than I have.
Well, I think for me, part of that is I am a Pisces. So this is a lot of this Pisces season. It's heightened for me, but like, this is who I am.
Right.
Like, I'm always having that sense of awareness, and I do have to do a lot of work to protect my energy from being drained and being overwhelmed. And it's a lot of work that I've done just in general over my life, but specifically over the last year as I prepared to and then moved. But yeah, this is a time when it's like just extra for me. And,
it's extra.
But it's extra me. So yay, everyone.
Yay.
Extra me.
Yay. I definitely, I have awareness all the time, but it's on a much lower simmer. Like, it's not, like, I'm aware, but it doesn't touch me the way that it touches some people. And I think that's the Aquarian in me that filters that naturally, so that I don't get overwhelmed. I've been feeling it more than usual, but there's like, there's been a lot of emotions. Yeah. But in a lot of ways I felt really positive about it, because I think again, this is my Aquarian coming forth, that while other people are doomsday scrolling and the sky is falling or, whatever, I'm just here going, I can see the better, Yes, Amy.
I want to, for a point of clarification, it's mostly just called doom scrolling. Yeah. But the idea of doomsday scrolling, I like it so much that that's what I want it to be now. And I wanted to call that out so that we can do more doomsday scrolling.
Yeah. Because even as I said it,
I love an apocalypse. You know it.
I do know you love an apocalypse. And I also love a good apocalypse, There's something delightful about a good apocalypse. But,
yes.
But yeah, even as it came out of my mouth, I'm like, this is wrong. This feels like the wrong phrase, and yet it doesn't at the same time. But I mean,
I was like, no, I need this to be part of our shared
our
vocabulary
lexicon.
now.
Yes, I like it. Make a note, PA.
Write this down.
There's so many emotions just going around. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of negativity. There's a lot of, and I'm feeling it more than I usually feel it. But at the same time, because I am an Aquarius and we're sort of like futurists, and we sort of can see, like, we do tend to naturally handle it with less obvious emotion and more like calm, that I see the hope for the future. And I'm seeing what's going on in a lot of, I've actually kind of trained my algorithms though, so I don't get as much of that. But I'm seeing more and more people kind of rising up, and it's just like, I don't know. I see this future. I see I see an amazing future. And so I sort of focus on that and just be like, I don't have time for your negativity.
I'm more of a doomsday scroller.
I'm like, I don't like this, so I'm going to go find some K-dramas to talk about, And it's not that I'm ignoring reality. I am very aware of reality, but dwelling in it doesn't do me any good. Yeah, that's part of my boundary setting journey and my energy protection, which is apparently more important to me during this season than I usually. Yes, so I don't have to worry about that as much year round as you do, clearly, but like, cause,
It's bananas right now. Anyway, well, and I was looking, preparing to do this recording, and Shea takes care of our scripts most of the time, and so I try to look at them before we start recording because I feel like that's a responsible podcaster, knowing what we're talking about.
Well,
and all
sometimes
that.
you do deep dives on various things too, and find things that like I didn't find or I didn't have time to find.
Right.
And that makes it.
So I
fuller.
was reading this to prepare, and I was the next bullet point that she has in the script is something I'm so excited to talk about, y'all, because and I'm going to read this bullet point verbatim.
Okay.
And it says, imagination runs high, encouraging artistic expression, vivid dreams, and exploring the subconscious. Parentheses, all caps. Feeling this hard, exclamation point. So many wackadoodle dreams lately, period. And parentheses.
That was my little contribution from myself.
Yeah.
That was not in my research.
So, is Pisces season, and this is something I feel like I should have looked into at some other point. Like, so do people tend to dream more vividly during Pisces season specifically? Is it because it's a water sign? Is it this year? Like,
I think my understanding from what I was reading was that, yes, this season does encourage more vivid dreaming than other seasons. And then, of course, add to the fact that we've got Uranus hanging out, which we talked about before. And it also encourages... Stop. Oh, my God. Here we go again. Okay. My inner 12-year-old... No. Amy made my inner 12-year-old giggle. Okay, so yeah, so basically that is also, it's the dreamer, right? So that's also affecting it. And I think Pisces season is in general, my understanding, more heightened, but then you add that on top of it, and it is even more so than even a typical Pisces season. I mean...
So I'm wondering then, are Pisces, on average, more vivid dreamers? Like, are you noticing an increase in vivid dreams in your subconscious? Or is this something that's not as typical for you year-round?
Oh, I dream very vividly year-round. I have very vivid dreams. I have I see in color. I can read in dreams. I see people's faces. I can touch, taste, smell in dreams.
Is that weird?
Apparently it is. I thought I was normal. Apparently it's not. It's
Sounds
not
normal to me.
It's right.
My dreams are normal sometimes, which is really boring.
Yeah.
Like mundane. The other day Chris woke me up and I was like, he's like, you got to get up. And I'm like, but I am up. I got up.
I got up 3 hours ago.
I did my stuff. I got up, I made coffee, and then I went to work. And that's when, as I was relating this, it started to get a little strange because then I realized that my job was vampire hunter. But it started out with like I had done my whole morning stuff.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I have like dreams that are so off the wall.
Oh yeah.
I usually remember them when I wake up.
Yeah.
But
same.
lately I've been having the most bizarre dreams and I just wake up with what the actual, I don't remember what happened, but it was weird. Kind of, that's where I'm at right now.
I will tell you, I always have very vivid, very weird, bonkers dreams. I mean, they are batshit. I can't imagine what like some kind of like psychologist would do with my head. But lately, they've been even weirder and even more vivid to the point that I will wake up thinking almost that it was real. I watched Saturday Night Live's Alexander Skarsgård. Yeah. And his father came on and did like a little guest appearance. And it was the funniest damn episode. But like maybe a couple weeks after that, or a week after that, I had this incredibly vivid dream that the two of them, Keenan from SNL, myself, I think you were there, and some other people, just random people, we were on a steamship that was being attacked by a kraken.
That can happen.
I mean,
Who hasn't had that experience in real life, honestly?
I mean, honestly, yeah. Being on board a steamship, being attacked by a kraken with people from SNL and the Skarsgårds.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, no.
And they weren't movie actor Skarsgårds. I want to be clear. They weren't the movie actor like real people. They were Vikings. Because apparently there were Vikings on steamships fighting the kraken. And this was perfectly normal. Like, we were even, as we are traveling along in this steamship, we're discussing how we need to be careful because we might be attacked by a kraken.
Sky Kraken?
No.
Was it a flying steamship?
No. It was like a steamboat.
Oh, okay.
Like,
it wasn't
you know,
like, because I'm like steampunk.
Right,
like,
no. Yeah, no, the
Viking
big paddle.
Steampunk.
Yeah, no, the
okay.
paddle. The paddle.
Okay.
Yeah, the ones that they now chain up and turn into casinos.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So I Googled astrological signs and dreams.
Oh, okay.
And it says, Pisces is often regarded as the most intuitive sign of the zodiac. Mm-hmm. As a water sign ruled by Neptune, the planet of dreams and spirituality, Pisces individuals have a natural connection to the unseen world. So their heightened sensitivity allows them to pick up on subtle energy shifts, both in their environment and within others. Because many Pisces people are deeply empathetic, they tend to have some of the most vivid dreaming experiences. Scorpio and Cancer also right up there. But then it also says over here that, so Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, and Aquarius is number 4 on that list of vivid dreamers.
Okay.
Aquarius dreams tend to be more forward-thinking and futuristic and highly inventive.
Well, they're highly inventive. That's the truth.
Chaotic. Intellectual.
Did you say idiotic and intellectual?
I didn't. I said chaotic.
Okay. They're definitely...
Whereas Pisces tend to have surreal and symbolic dreams that feel like entering another dimension, ethereal, emotional. Water signs tend to have the deepest connection to the subconscious, so they do tend to have more vivid dreams. And then because anyone that's got a Neptune situation or a moon situation happening, like Neptune is the Pisces planet. So then we tend to have intense dreams as well. So if you've got a Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer situation going on, you're going to be, because that's our water signs.
Yeah.
So those are very vivid.
Yeah, not in my top 3. Well, I do have.
You are number 4 for dreams.
Yeah,
and you're chaotic and not idiotic.
Yeah. They are definitely chaotic. They're definitely inventive. They do not feel dreamlike, like ephemeral. I mean, ethereal or anything like that. No, they are incredibly vivid. It's like living in a movie. Only often they don't. I mean, they make sense when I'm dreaming them. Sometimes when I wake up, I'm like, what the hell?
I'm supposed to say that Aquarians are the most intelligent.
Well, I mean, I took the right people to fight a kraken.
You did.
I mean, if you're going to go fight a kraken, take some Vikings.
Great. Yes, so everything is a little wackadoo in our heads because of Pisces season, not because of anything else.
No, not because... No. We need to stay grounded. We practice creativity through maybe other forms, not just like painting and whatever. I've been baking like the world is going to run out of flour. Visual... as far as I know, no. We're good.
Okay.
So... and, if worst comes to worst, I can always go out, collect acorns, and ground them up.
Well, I'm just saying, the world better not, because, the economies of Western Europe have got to be bread-based. I eat so much bread.
Bread and pasta, right? I'm for that. I feel like these are my people. In fact, I know they're my people. That's where I came from. So, originally. But, so I have a great fondness for bread. Visualization, again, protecting your energy. And I think it's really crucial. It's probably more crucial for Pisces, but it's crucial for all of us to spend time with those who nurture your spirit. People who, when you spend time with them, you just vibe and you just go away feeling refreshed. Hopefully both of it should be mutual, but listen.
I really feel that way about myself.
I mean, if it's yourself, spend time with yourself. I mean, I also feel that way about myself. But there are people that I enjoy spending time with. Case in point.
Of course.
Yes. And that do nurture my spirit. And hopefully I nurture their spirit as well. And I have a few of those women in my life. They're mostly women. I have a couple of men friends, but they all live in Europe. Bastards.
No, not bastards.
No,
I
but
guess I don't know about their parents. But like built-in European friends for when you're here.
Exactly. I'm excited. It's people that I can visit when I go to, like, say, the Netherlands, John.
I don't think he can hear you.
No, probably not. Probably not. But he did say that I'm welcome to visit him anytime. So I will be taking him up on that offer.
Yes, I also like you, John. Please let me visit too. I don't know John.
I'm sure John is fabulous.
Yes.
I'm sure that you will know John. We'll have to have him visit us in Portugal too. I bet he'll like that. Tell him to bring his husband and come visit us.
Yes.
So listen, watch, read things that bring positivity, inspiration, and a feeling of well-being. And of course, we were talking about this a little bit, that you're not watching some of the things that I'm watching. But I fell down
I'm not going to watch it.
No. I fell down a rabbit hole on Netflix, actually. And I watched The Boyfriend. And it is a Japanese reality dating show for gay men. I say dating show, and that gives you the wrong impression. Because unlike our dating shows, which are fake, really fake.
What?
I know. This is real. Like, these are real people. It isn't scripted. It's other than, like, very small segments where they do have little things that they do. But, like, oh, it's date day. You know, that kind of thing. Go on a date if you have a mutual whatever. So, and it's delightful and it's feel good. It's like it's so warming and feel good and delightful. And I binged 2 seasons of that, which is all there is, which made me sad. So then it was like, oh, Ten Dance, if you like that. So I watched Ten Dance, which is also, this one is a fiction, Japanese drama based on a manga, where one is a standard ballroom dancer, one is a Latin ballroom dancer. And they want to compete in this big competition where you have to do both. So they're teaching each other their styles of dance. And of course they fall in love. And it's so sweet. And she's gagging. Hey, I like it. It's delightful. And then I watched Heated Rivalry because, you know. And I think I binged it.
She likes love, you guys.
I do so like love.
Ugh.
But this is like...
I don't want anyone to be in love and be happy.
Oh. I certainly love movies that are like groups of women who are just doing their thing. You know, like Half Magic, which I highly recommend.
Put it on the list.
Yes. It is...
I already told Shea that my list means nothing.
No, it means nothing. She does what she wants.
I'm a Pisces.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, yeah.
I do what I want.
I mean, there's the Great American Baking Show. I mean, not the the Great British Baking Show. I mean, there's also...
Oh, I do like that.
Yeah. So you like anything that, like, protects your energy, that brings in that, you know, that brings in that feel-good vibe to keep you...
I've been rewatching Buffy.
Oh, yeah. I've been rewatching Brokenwood Mysteries. Lots of murder. Mm-hmm.
I do like murder.
But feel good
murder.
I
like demon murder.
I mean, demon murder is good. So yeah, rewatching a show that brings you comfort, all of that sort of thing.
Yeah, circling back to that actual bullet point.
Right, of the feeling good and feeling of well-being. And a level of positivity that comes from that, and sometimes creativity as well, inspiration that you can get from those sorts of things. Like rewatching Nick and Nora movies for me is always inspiring.
Oh,
Yeah,
I love Nick and Nora.
Prioritize rest, or the universe will make you. Ask me how I know.
How do you know?
Because the universe made me.
Oh. That was a much simpler answer than I was expecting.
Well, when you have chronic pain, you're forced to rest, whether you want to or not. So, I really highly recommend taking rest during this. This is a good season for having some downtime and
for sure.
renewing yourself for the season ahead. Because we're coming up on Aries season. Fiery! Ah.
I tell you that I spent the 2 days over my birthday. I checked myself into a hotel all by myself. The first night, the night before my birthday, I went and I sat at the hotel bar. I had like a cheese and charcuterie plate. I got the Basque cheesecake. I don't like regular cheesecake that much, but Basque cheesecake is where it's at.
I haven't had that yet.
A bottle of wine.
Oh, looks
and
so good.
I just sat there. I listened to all the people who were stuck in Portugal because of the storms on the east coast of the U.S.
Oh, being stuck in Portugal. How sad.
They were cranky about it. And you know what? Unexpected overage on your vacation can be very stressful.
It can be. Yes, that's very true.
And so I don't want to judge them for being stressed about it. I just want to judge them for how they treated the staff.
Oh, absolutely. Being frustrated is no excuse to treat someone like bleep.
But I sat there with my bottle of wine and my book in the hotel bar the night before my birthday. Just drank alone. That sounds sad now that I say that out loud.
No, it doesn't sound
It was
sad to
awesome.
me. I love
then I went to
people
my
watching.
hotel room.
Yeah.
I got upgraded to like this big king room.
Nice.
And it had a shower in it. That's really nice. My apartment shower works.
Yeah.
And it's not terrible.
It's a European shower. I mean.
Anyway, we're not going to talk about how I feel about my apartment shower. Anyway, I took 3 showers in 48 hours just so I could get it all in. And then the night of my birthday, I had some friends come and drink with me in the hotel.
Fun.
Bar, so.
Fun.
I wasn't drinking alone both nights.
I mean, you could if you
that's what I did.
That sounds awesome.
And I just took myself.
Took yourself out for your birthday.
Yeah,
Love
to
it.
have that feel good, that rest, that reset, because I just finished a book, and just being able to take that time, and I just read books.
Nice.
And the stuff that makes me feel happy. People were getting stabbed all over the place. It was awesome.
In the books, to be clear, not in your hotel in Porto.
Rest.
So our final reset, yes. And pay attention to your intuition. I think especially women do not pay attention enough to our intuition. It's something I'm learning to reconnect with, because when I listen to my intuition, it's never wrong. It's never been wrong. I sometimes don't listen to it, and then I'm like, why didn't I listen to myself? Because, yeah.
Well, do you want to tell us a little bit about, I don't know, our drink of the day?
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that. So we're talking with Steffanie Holmes in a bit, and we are going to drink one of her favorite potions. When I asked her about her favorite cocktails, she gave me 2. She gave me a whiskey sour and the Limoncello Spritz. Now, my co-host is not a big fan of whiskey.
Anyway,
Apparently.
I'm so sorry. Stephanie does like whiskey sours.
Yes, she does like whiskey sours.
So does Shea.
And I do too.
But I do not.
But yes, so I went with the Limoncello Spritz. I thought it'd be really fun because I love limoncello also, and I have plenty of limoncello. So
it's lemon season, y'all.
It's lemon season in Portugal, y'all. Well, and I suppose California as well. It is not lemon season in Oregon. We don't really have a lemon season. It's not a thing we do. Not yet. So the Limoncello Spritz it's really a kind of a fluid. potion for spell work. It allows you to focus on everything from like clearing and banishing to attracting and focusing. So there's a lot of magical, it's very flexible, and it's great for like fast acting spells if you need something to act a little faster. And it's also good for like gatherings. So like if your coven is getting together, you're getting together with some girlfriends, you're getting together with, I don't know, maybe you need to lubricate your mother when she comes over. I don't know you. You being the audience, not Amy. I know Amy.
Oh, I was like, do you know something that I do not?
No, not your mother. And not my mother. My mother does not lubricate. So, with cocktails.
Okay.
I'm going to be
Your
real
mom
clear.
is strictly cocaine.
I'm going to tell her that. She will die. She will literally die. Okay. My mother is very much teetotaler, and there are no drugs. None. Absolutely no drugs. Mm-mm. Even if they were illegal, she wouldn't do drugs. She's very, I was going to say straight, but that's not the word we use anymore. What is it like? I don't know. Square. Square? No.
Square is good.
Square is good.
Teetotaler. Good.
Yeah. Yes. She's very 1960s. Teetotalers. Square. I love her to bits, but she does not do cocaine. Or cocktails.
That's not what I heard on the streets.
My poor mother. She would die if she heard
Sorry.
this.
I've never met Shaya's mom. I don't know anything about her drug problems or lack thereof. So. I am just slandering an innocent woman right now. Is what's happening.
Fortunately, my mother does not and never would listen to this podcast, so we're fine.
I don't think my mom does cocaine either. And for all I know, she does listen to the podcast, but I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
So,
Wow.
Hi, Mom.
But maybe some people have a mother that does need some cocktail, some kind
cocaine.
of booze. Yeah,
No.
cocaine. No.
Cocktails.
But with whoever you want to gather, whoever you're going to gather, this is a great gathering cocktail. So the ingredients are 2 ounces limoncello. And I'm also going to talk about a mocktail with this one really quick too. So we don't often talk about mocktails, but we're trying to come up with some mocktail versions of the cocktails that actually taste good. Steffanie uses Luxardo Limoncello. I don't remember what brand I use, but whatever limoncello.
Mine is
you
Luxardo, but next time I make it, it'll be homemade. Now that the lemons are in season, so
you got 2 ounces of that. You got 3 ounces of Prosecco.
Espumante.
1 ounce of club soda. If you don't have club soda, which I did not, you can add a pinch of salt to fizzy water. And it will...
I did a pinch of salt and an 1/8 teaspoon of baking soda, bicarb, to a liter of water, and then put it in my soda stream. So I have a bottle of club soda.
Cool. And then you can do 1/2 ounce of fresh lemon juice. And many of the recipes I found actually left the lemon juice out completely. And I actually decided that I would do that too. Well, I think the first time I made it when we drank them with Steffanie, I think I did put lemon juice in. It was a little bit tart, too tart for me. So this time I've left it out completely and just done.
And I used half a lemon.
Fresh lemon.
Half of a fresh lemon, yeah.
It's whatever your level, because obviously the more fresh lemon juice you use, the more tart it's going to be. If you're going to go with a non-alcoholic version, you can sort of make, basically instead of limoncello, just make like a simple syrup, but with lemon, like a lemon syrup. And then you can add like tonic water. I would do tonic water maybe instead of like just club soda, because
I agree.
It'll replace that Prosecco sort of complexity. And then of course you can also add fresh lemon juice. So essentially you're creating like a really super fancy soda. You could also put in a little bit of bitters maybe if you want to, if that's sort of your jam, to kind of up that Prosecco thing. But and you could also put, if you wanted to kind of get more of the wine flavor, you put just a small splash of white grape juice, just to add a little tiny hint of that fruit. But I wouldn't go overboard, or it's going to like clash with the lemon.
Yeah. Gotta be careful with your balancing there.
Yeah. But I just, this one today I made, actually, I just did limoncello, straight up limoncello, and I just did a tonic water, actually. I didn't even put Prosecco in this one. Yeah.
I'll let it go because it's like early afternoon for you, but
It is.
I did the whole thing, so obviously.
Yeah, it was a little, doing the whole thing was like just a little bit too much alcohol. And it tastes delicious, and it does kind of have, doing tonic water instead of just like sparkling water definitely gives it a lot of similar flavor to having the Prosecco, or like, it's not similar but compatible, if that makes sense. So
yeah, no, that makes sense, I think, for sure.
Yeah. So it kind of gives you more complexity than simply just doing plain old sparkling water and just having essentially a lemon soda. So you can enjoy
making this drink.
Yeah. Oh, so go ahead.
I was going to say, making the drink, it's a really simple drink. Mm-hmm. It's just fill your glass with ice. I like to use my big wine glass here.
And I don't have a glass like that. So I'm just using a highball glass.
I think that the way, like, if you're doing a gin and tonic glass, would be perfect for this. The way they make the big gin and tonics here in Europe.
Yeah.
Would be perfect. So you fill that with ice, you pour in your ingredients, and then your limoncello, your Prosecco, your lemon juice, top with that little bit of club soda, and then add your citrus slice. And that's what I did, and it's delightful.
It is delicious.
And we've talked a lot about what these ingredients are, the energy they bring to the table in the past. Lemons, of course, are purification, cleansing, protection. Sugar that comes from the limoncello is sweetness. Shockingly. Luck, attraction, and positivity. And then Prosecco is that joy and that luxury, social connection, celebration. It adds that pop.
Yeah.
To a spell. And obviously you can use any sparkling wine. Almost always use Espumante for my cocktails that require sparkling wine, because that's the local sparkling. Like Prosecco is Italian, and Espumante is here. And then club soda is a dynamic, energetic, dynamic, energetic substitute for water. Lifting energy. It combines water with trapped carbon dioxide, the air element, and represents a blend of elements that can be used for that rapid, active clearing work that Shea mentioned.
Yeah. So this is great
I made this drink when we did our interview with Steffanie, and I swear to God, I measured everything, and I made it again today, and it tastes different today. Exact same ingredients except for the club soda, because I made a new batch of club soda today.
Okay.
And so I'm like, I think this one has a little more bicarb in it than my first one. So it's interesting because I can taste the bicarb a little bit more than this, and it really counteracts any sweetness that's in there. So it's a much tartar, I added the lemon, but this is tartar than even the last version I made. And I think it's because there's a little more bicarb in my club soda than there was the first time. Because when you make your own stuff, like, it doesn't take much to throw off that balance.
Yeah, because you're not doing like big manufacturing where they have they're super exact, every batch has to turn out like the last one kind of a thing. You're kind of flying by the seat of your pants doing stuff.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm measuring.
But still, like, even but even when you measure,
I feel dirty.
You can just be a little bit because I accuse you of measuring with your heart.
I only want to measure with my heart.
But yeah, this is such a great, like, if you're preparing to do, this is a great, like, if you're preparing to do a spell or a ritual, it's great to do this first, like, to do a rapid cleansing. like a banishing negativity. But it's also good, like if you're trying to bring something in, whether that's abundance, whether that's followers on your Kickstarter campaign, or whatever YouTube channel, and subscribe, like, share, leave us a review, give us 5 stars, or whatever. But yeah, if you're preparing to do some kind of, this is more like if you incorporate it into those kinds of spells, like it's a great potion to incorporate into those spells and get some more rapid response, if you will. And also it just tastes nice.
It does. It's lovely.
It's very refreshing. So it's a great summertime drink, but of course we are in the middle of winter. Just I don't think it knows it out there, but
we've had just a few sunny days in a row where the temperatures have gotten up into the 60s.
Wow.
And after like weeks and weeks of incredibly damaging storms here on the in Portugal, all up and down the coast, it's been really nice to just have a break, to let the rivers have a chance to like chill out, because everything has been, we're flooding and landslides and everything. So, but we've had a few nice days.
Wow.
And it's been awesome.
Let's go actually talk to Steffanie Holmes, and she has to say, because I am all aflutter and I'm having definitely some fangirl moments here.
She's not kidding, y'all.
I'm not kidding, because she's
fluttering and fangirling.
Yes, I am
And the best part is Steffanie is from the future.
I'm
from the future too.
Well, you're from my future, but she's from both. Yes, she's further in the future. So let's go see what happens in the future, shall we? Steffanie Holmes is with us today, and I'm super excited because I love her book so much. And Steffanie Holmes is the USA Today best-selling author of kooky, spooky, paranormal, cozy fantasy, and gothic romance. Her books feature clever, witty heroines, secret societies, quirky villages where nothing is as it seems, creepy old mansions, and mysterious anti-heroes with dark eyes and even darker secrets. Oh, this is the best bio ever. Legally blind since birth, Steffanie received the 2017 Attitude Award for Artistic Achievement. Steffanie lives in New Zealand with her husband, a horde of cantankerous cats, and their medieval sword collection. Oh, I like you even more.
I was very excited when I read your bio, because I want to know more about the medieval sword collection, obviously. Because that's kind of who I am as a person, is somebody who wishes they had one.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me and for loving the books. The series that we're talking about, the Nevermore Bookshop series. And it is about a heroine, Mina, and Mina is going blind, and so she is fired from her job in the fashion industry because they don't think she can do it anymore. And she gets a job in a magical bookshop, and the bookshop is kind of cursed, and it brings infamous fictional villains from classic literature to life. And so Mina ends up working. So the bookshop is run by Heathcliff from Wuthering Heights. He's like this big kind of lovable grump. And then upstairs in the upstairs flat is James Moriarty, and he runs this kind of criminal empire from up there.
So hot.
And
You'll be okay there.
And then everyone's favorite character, there's Quoth the Raven, who is a raven shapeshifter from Edgar Allan Poe, and I actually have, we made little like Quoth.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
Yeah, I love him too.
Yeah, he's
so adorable.
He's pretty much everyone's favorite of the guys. But my favorite one to write is Moriarty, because he's just such a mischief.
He is. I love him so much.
Yeah, he is so much fun. And so they're Why Choose books, and they're there's 10 books in the series is complete, and each book is a little individual sort of slightly supernatural murder mystery, and then there's like an overarching mystery, and then also it's the story of the four of them getting together.
A lot.
I'm just falling in love. It's so much fun. And I loved writing them so, but I've written a lot of books, but basically when I started writing this, I felt like I had come home. Like this is the story I was meant to tell. And I'm also legally blind, so they're quite kind of personal to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so there are now a couple of other series in the world as well. There's the Grimdale Graveyard series, which is kind of set in the next town over. It's a very similar concept, except instead of cursed fictional heroes, the heroine falls in love with three ghosts from different historical periods that haunt her manor house. Um, and then there is my newest series, which is the Nevermore Murder Club and Smutty book Coven. This is set 8 years after the end of those books when Mina starts a book club, and
Perfect.
they're kind of like more traditional romances, so they're MF, and each book is a different member of the book club getting their happily ever after. But also there's a murder mystery. Also there's hot vampires. This is a vampire series.
Is there still
Um,
smut? Please tell me there's still smut.
oh God, yeah.
Oh, good, good, good.
I
I got worried
do.
for a second.
Well, it
Okay.
is called the Smutty Book Coven.
Yeah.
I don't know if they
That's
read
false
smutty
advertising.
books or if they're also experiencing smuttiness.
Yeah,
Oh.
it has to be both, otherwise it's false
Okay, good,
advertising.
good.
Um,
Fantastic.
yeah, and this is my first series that has been traditionally published, so it's really exciting. So
Cool.
this is currently available in US bookstores. Um,
Excellent.
That's awesome.
and book two just came out.
What's that
But
grave mistake? Oh,
a great
your
mistake.
covers are really great. I was
There's
admiring them,
yes,
and
and
Yeah.
the edgy
really like that.
the edge art is so fun.
Yeah,
Oh, I love that.
the publisher did these with edges. They're gorgeous, and
Is it
this has just come out in Australia and New Zealand, but it's not going to be out in the US until like later in the year.
We have to ask our most important question. When that is, what is your favorite cocktail, mocktail, drink that makes you feel happiness?
I think I said a whiskey sour. Was that right?
yeah, you
Yes.
said a
Yeah.
whiskey sour or a lemon spritz.
Limoncello
And
Spritz. Yes.
yes, limoncello spritz, that's it.
It's
Yes.
difficult to choose between the two of them, but
Yes.
those are always my go-tos.
I
Oh,
I'm having a limoncello spritz
I
right
am also
now.
having a
Your honor.
limoncello spritz because in sad news, this is very sad news, and I want you all to grieve with me. I am almost out of whiskey.
that is very sad.
That is, yeah. I need to
Very
get to the liquors.
confusing.
I know it's very well. I drank it all. That's the non-confusing part.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
I am having water because it is 9 a.m. here.
I
I have
mean,
a lot of edits.
that seems like a good choice. I mean, it's only noon here, so I'm day drinking, but that's just how we roll.
And it's 8 p.m. here, so I'm drinking at a perfectly normal time.
Yeah, you're the respectable.
So, why don't you tell us a little bit about your author journey? And when did you begin writing? And like, when did you begin writing fantasy?
So I started, so like all writers, I have been writing since like forever. Since I was a kid, I always loved stories and stuff. I actually wanted to be an archaeologist, or like a museum curator. I wanted to have this like little collection of Egyptian mummies that I kind of protected, like they were my own children.
Love
Um,
that.
so I went to university to study archaeology and ancient history and hieroglyphs and cool stuff like that. And then I graduated and I tried to find a job, and I basically really, really struggled to find work. And I experienced a lot of discrimination because, like, on the one hand, I kind of see the point, like, a blind archaeologist is a bit weird. But on the other hand, especially in museums, there's a lot of work that I can do and can actually do better than other people for various reasons. But getting employers to see that is a very,
Yeah.
is a very different challenge. And so I was having a rough time. And I came home crying one day after like a particularly bad day, and my husband said to me, "Well, you could kind of look at it one or two ways. You could sort of keep going and keep trying to like do this thing that you know you can do and I know you can do, but you have to keep convincing people you can do it. Or you can sort of say, well, I've kind of done that. Like I had, and it's true, I had done a lot of really cool, like I worked in a conservation lab and I done a whole bunch of like little volunteer work and stuff in
Mm-hmm.
museums. So I had done, I had kind of, he's right, I'd done it. And he said, well, what would be the next thing that you would like to do? And what would be a thing that no one could tell you that you couldn't do? And I immediately thought, well, I would write a book. I wanted to be a writer,
Mm.
but I wanted to
Yeah.
be like, I didn't just want to write a book. I wanted this to be my career. And
Right.
so I've been kind of years trying to get publishers to publish my books and things like that. And
Mm-hmm.
I started self-publishing in about 2013, and I used to do like very dark, very serious kind of science fiction, fantasy
Mm.
sort of stuff. And I thought that's who I was as an author because that's a lot of what I read,
Yeah.
a lot of horror and stuff. And then I went to a party one day, and a friend was talking about 50 Shades of Grey, which had
Ah.
just
Yes.
and yes, and she had loved the books, and
Uh-huh.
I had not. I'd read one chapter, and I had not loved the books, and I was like 23 and like full of my own bullshit, and so
Uh-huh.
I was like rubbishing them,
Mm-hmm.
and she was annoyed at me for rubbishing these books she liked, and so she said something like, "It's not like you could write a book like that," meaning she didn't think I could write a book, but she didn't think I could write like a sexy book. So it's
Uh-huh.
too like
Uh-huh.
sweet and innocent. And I thought, well, challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, and I've like always read I've always read romance, but I've always
Mm-hmm.
read predominantly kind of paranormal romance, and I'd
Yeah.
always called it fantasy. Or like
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really articulate that it was sort of romance, if that kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, no, I can write a book like this. I love books like this. So in secret, in 3 weeks, I wrote this like fox. So shapeshifters were real big at the time. So I wrote
Uh-huh.
this, but I'm not really into werewolves. So I wrote this fox shapeshifter romance, which
Ooh.
is absurd. I published it under a secret pen name, and I
Mm-hmm.
thought, well, like in 6 months, I'll tell my friend, and we'll just like have a laugh. But then it sold like 1,000 copies in a week, and I
Oh
had
my
to,
gosh.
Whoa, that's amazing.
yeah, it
Wow.
was incredible. Um, and so I sort of had to tell my husband kind of sheepishly that I'd like actually made some money self-publishing, but not from my super serious science fiction that I've been working
Uh-huh.
on for a decade, but from this like smutty fox shapeshifter novella that I'd written in 3 weeks. When he finished like laughing his ass off, he said, "Well, are you going to write some more?" And I said, Yes, I am." And
Now that you mention
yeah,
it.
and that was May 2015. The first book came out
Mm-hmm.
under Steffanie Holmes, and I basically spent a number of years writing book roughly every 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was able to quit my job 2018, and
Nice.
I've been able to slow down a little bit since
Mm-hmm.
then, and Nevermore Bookshop in particular, that was published in 2019, the first 4 books, and
Mm-hmm.
then one book a year after, but it
Okay.
didn't really take off until 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And now that's my Nevermore Bookshop and the Nevermore world are like my bestsellers by far.
Awesome. Wow.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And you said
That's
in the
amazing.
Bookshop Mysteries there's 10 and it's a complete series?
Yeah, 10 books in
Yeah.
Nevermore
Okay.
Bookshop Mysteries, complete series,
Okay.
and then there's the Grimdale Graveyard series, which is also complete. That's 4 books, and then there's the Nevermore Murder Club and Smutty book Coven, which I have sold three
It's
books to the
just
publisher,
started. Yes.
and yeah, but it's we're hoping it's going to be 4 books long. Yeah,
That's
That's
exciting.
amazing.
yeah.
Um, I guess we talked a little bit about Mina and how she came to be because I mean I just connected with her so much because her journey of having this diagnosis and then not just learning to accept it but actually learning to thrive and live her life on her own terms was thought about like how can I do all the things I love but in a different way, and which was kind of something I had to learn to do. So I just really connected with her. So I'm so glad you wrote her.
Oh,
She was
thank you.
amazing.
It always. I'm not crying.
No, I'm crying.
Um, it, it, um, it, I get emails nearly every day now with
Mm-hmm.
stories exactly like yours, and
Mm-hmm.
that means the absolute world to me. That Mina is like can be like a part of helping people kind of deal with the process of coming to terms with having a disability. Quite deliberate when I wrote these books. I felt like it was time to kind of sort of talk about my story and my experiences through
Mm-hmm.
a through a heroine and through a main character.
Yeah.
And I really feel as though disability is something that it was often not addressed or not addressed very well in romance
Right.
books. And
Yeah.
I wanted to tell this I wanted to tell a couple of stories. I wanted to tell a story about a woman who um a disabled woman who gets to have an amazing life and
Mm-hmm.
fawn up three hot villains and
I love it.
just really without having to be healed. Like I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
show that you can have an amazing life, as a disabled woman, and you can have all the things that you want.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you don't have to be healed, and you don't have to feel like you're less than. And that was really, really important to me. That was
Yeah.
the whole kind of point of the series.
No.
And then also I wanted to kind of show the mourning process.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because the first few books in particular, Mina is, yeah, she's in the middle of having this degenerative condition.
Yeah.
And so she's every time she sort of comes to terms with what she can then see, her vision gets a bit worse and she loses things.
Right.
And I didn't want to hide the fact that that is the mourning journey is part of the
Mm-hmm.
journey that every person with a disability goes through.
Right.
And so Mina's journey is a little bit different to mine because my condition, so I was born, my condition is genetic. I was born with
Mm-hmm.
it. And
Okay.
I've like always had, my, my low vision.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but, and so the process is different, but I still had to go through a mourning process basically when
Mm.
from the day I realized that I was different.
Yeah.
Um, and weirdly, I remember that exactly. I remember one day I was about 5 or 6 years old and I was putting my glasses back in my glasses case. And I
Mm-hmm.
was thinking about why, because my mum would always remind me to put your glasses back in your
Right.
case. And I was
Yeah.
thinking about why my sister didn't have to do that.
Uh-huh.
And like no one else I knew had to do that. And
Yeah.
I started to kind of look around and realize that I was different from everyone else, and there were things that I couldn't do. And
Mm.
kind of from that day onward, there is a sort of a mourning process
Right.
you have to experience of
Mhm.
the things that you will never be able to do. And every time you think you're over it, you kind of come up with something else. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I wasn't thinking when I was young. Like the very first job I wanted to have was I wanted to be a pilot.
Mm.
Um, when I was very young. And,
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad my parents never sat me down as like a 7-year-old or whatever and were like, you're never gonna be a pilot. Because, you know, that's a shitty conversation to have when
Right.
you
Right.
when you're a kid and you're gonna
Yeah.
change you're gonna change your mind.
Right.
So I was going to be a dinosaur
And that's a
scientist.
gradual realization, probably anyway.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you don't need to have that dashed right away.
Yeah, you
No.
exactly. You don't need to have that dash. So they never. I really appreciated for that. They never. They were always just like follow your dreams, And
Mm-hmm.
I did, and I didn't get to be a pilot. But I am I am a full-time romance author, which is
Pretty dang cool.
pretty bad. It's even cooler, I think, to be honest.
I think
Mm-hmm.
so. Plus, way less liability insurance needed.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just so meaningful because there aren't many books out there with disabled heroines, and a lot of the ones that I have read, it always like starts with them fully accepting their disability and everything is fine and dandy. The ones that I've read, I'm sure there are ones that are not like that. And I'm like, it was harder for me to connect with that than it was for me to connect with Mina, who was on a journey. And it was like, I think it's so important because representation is important. And I really do think, I'm glad you get a lot of positive feedback. Because I think it's really needed, and we're at a good place in the world right now where people want to see more of that, want to see heroines that reflect themselves.
Exactly.
I was gonna have a question and a comment. Um, Be that person. This is more of a comment than a question. No, so I have not read your books other than the blurbs, and then buying this book. Thanks for nothing because I'm very excited about it. But with Mina and her journey into becoming blind, one of the things that frustrates me when I read a lot of fantasy books where they do have somebody who's disabled in some way, whether they're blind or deaf or whatever kind of disability, crazy. That's me. I'm crazy. I write crazy people. And that there's always a magical cure.
Yeah.
And I have not read your book series, but it doesn't sound like this is a journey to a magical cure.
No.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
I feel like that's so dismissive of a journey to be like, and now magic made it better.
Yeah.
Yes. Spoiler alert, no magical cures in any of my series. The disabled people remain disabled, everyone remains blind, and that was a very important, because that's the thing that annoys me a lot, is magical cure or like a superpower that takes away the disadvantages that your having no vision would give you. I used to do a little bit of like sensitivity reading, but I quit because it made me too angry. And I read a lot of books where there would be a blind heroine, but she would like the hero, and they would see through the eyes of animals. So they would like be able to like flip their consciousness over to somehow and see through the eye. And to me, that always struck me as like a way of the writer basically getting out of the challenge of having to write a blind character. And it was, to me, it feels like you want to write a disabled character, but you also can't, like you also don't want to. And so, and this is kind of the same thing with a magical cure that makes me really angry.
Okay, yeah.
It says to me
I was
that,
like, if you tell me that it is a magical cure book, I will cut out the part where it makes me angry.
and I have one series which has a blind heroine, Fergie, and she ends up, spoiler alert, she ends up like running a crime empire.
I love
that for her.
Yeah, she's a complete. I love her. I loved writing her because like one thing and I've got other books like being able to write blind sort of different characters as well.
So,
The Grimdale series, one of the ghosts, they might have the same conditions, or that these are all blind characters, although they all have a different kind of blindness. But they all have very different experiences of the world, and they're all very different. There's no one type of blind person. And so they all have very different personalities. And Fergie is like this total badass, and I am not like that at all.
I don't know. I think you might be a total badass. Like,
I think so. I think there might be more badassery than you're letting us know. After all, you do have a medieval sword collection. I have 7 words here. Nevermore, Murder Club, and Smutty book Coven. This is my favorite ever of all time series title. So tell us more about like what inspired the series, and let us the setting, the main character. Tell us a little bit more about this book.
So basically, when I started, I finished the Nevermore and the Grimdale series, and I knew I wanted to write a new series in the Nevermore world, but you have to I needed to have an in. And I thought, well, what if I set it up so that it's a little bit later in time, and Mina starts this book club, and then I can bring in a whole bunch of new characters.
Mm.
And each book will be about a different book club member. And then I have been obsessed with vampires for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
and because they're
Yeah.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I, it is bananas to me that I've got this far through my career. So I'm up to like 57 books or something,
Wow.
and I've never written a vampire book really. And I'm like, it's time to change that. So I'm like, this is why I'm going to indulge myself utterly, and this is going to be the
Excellent.
vampire series. So this is, I kind of bring in this sort of vampire
They're awesome.
mythology, this kind of vampire sort of subworld into
Mm-hmm.
the bookshop world. And book one is this one is Fang, oh no, yeah, it's Fangs for Nothing. That's that
Yep,
one.
that's right.
Um, so there's about so we've got this vampire, Alaric, and he's about 500 years old. He's grumpy, he's reclusive. He lives in this castle, like just outside of the village, because the village is in England, so this
Mm-hmm.
castle is plenty. So he lives in this castle just outside the village, and he's been living there by himself, with only his what they call thrall, which is like a human who kind of looks after him
Mm-hmm.
um through for centuries. And what he does is he gets obsessed with different like artistic hobbies. And so he spent like 1 century teaching himself how to do tapestries, and then he was obsessed with ceramics, and then he made a lot of swords, and he does a lot of art, and
Mm-hmm.
he had like a teddy bear phase, and he has done everything.
I
And
love it.
so his
Did you
castle
say
is,
teddy bear?
yeah, he is a teddy bear.
Teddy
He
bear.
has a
Okay, great, great,
teddy bear
great.
phase. So yeah, so he has done every like craft and like arty thing that you can possibly imagine. And his castle is completely full of all of these like discarded, half-finished hobbies. And his mother is coming to visit.
He sounds like very ADHD. Um,
Yeah.
okay.
Yes.
Like that sounds
And
very familiar.
yes, it's very relatable. And I'll tell you in a sec, kind of where this came from. Um, and so his mother is coming to visit, so he needs to declutter the castle. So he hires Winnie, who is a very sunshiny, very human professional organizer, to come
Mm.
in and declutter his castle.
Oh boy.
And Winnie's new to the village, and she joins the book club, and at the same time there's basically this vampire murderer who's going around killing people, and the book club are like always get involved and like they
Uh-huh.
meddle in like village affairs. So they're like trying to solve the mystery, and they think Alaric might be the killer, and um at the same time um Winnie and Alaric end up having to pretend to be like fake engaged when his mother arrives, so that Alaric doesn't have to marry this woman his mother wants to marry. And
I love fake engagements.
yeah,
They're so fun.
it's so much fun. I love this book so much. And the story behind this is that so my husband we've been talking about putting like a little extension on our house, and my
Mm-hmm.
husband wants extension because he wants to build a indoor train set. And you can't build the indoor train. You can't put the basically you
Sorry.
can't put the indoor train set in his music room because that's filled with drum kit. We can't put it in the workshop because it's filled with tools for all of the various hobbies. Can't put it in his office because that's filled with his um like D&D stuff. We can't put it in my office because it's full of books. We can't put it in our bedroom because that's where my pole is. We can't put it in the living room because I've started relearning Egyptian hieroglyphs, so the living room is covered in the hieroglyphs textbooks. And so we're putting the extension. And
This is like a craft room
This is
gone
so delightful.
extreme.
yeah,
I love
exactly.
this so much.
And and so one of us says to the other one, well, it's a good thing that we're not vampires because, two grown adults, we like can't we run out of room in our house. It's a good thing we're not vampires, because if we had 500 years, we'd be like elbowing our way through all this stuff. And that just like suddenly I just had the whole concept of this book and Alaric
But
as a character.
imagine if you had a castle, how epic that model train system could be.
Yeah.
He could take over the whole dungeon and just like
Exactly.
trains everywhere. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I love it. It's like at the extreme, it's like Vampires Extreme Crafting Edition.
Yes.
I would watch that on HGTV
So would I.
100%.
So
Yes.
hard. I would watch that so hard. Yes.
It's a lot of fun, and like Winnie is a really fun character. She has like this organizing system that she has called like the Winnie Win system, and just trying to help him, organize his stuff. And it's a delightful book, and it's very cozy and it's very fun, and it's also spicy, and there's
Excellent.
Yay!
this wonderful like through thread of these female friendships with the book club,
Awesome.
and that was a big part of was kind of why I wanted to write this series, is I wanted to show really like celebrated female friendships. So that's what.
So, what are your plans for this year, 2026? I know you've got your book two in the book Smutty Book Club series that's coming. Well, it's already out. You said in some countries, the U.S. won't be getting it for a while.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, because so I'm with Simon and Schuster,
mhm,
Atria Books, which is a big imprint, a big kind of commercial fiction imprint that they have, and they've
mhm.
been amazing. But I am with the Australian arm of
Oh yeah.
that, which that my books come out Australia, New Zealand, UK first, and then the US later, which is the opposite of everyone else, which is a
Mhm.
little bit, but anyway. So so I've just done book two's book launch over here, but that will come out kind of in the later half of the year in America, and I'll do some more kind of stuff around that.
Cool.
I'm just currently finishing up edits on book three and
Okay.
handing back,
Ooh.
and I've kind of handed it in, and they've come back and they've been like, we knew the ending wasn't really working, but I needed some help to figure out
Yeah.
how to make it end, and we've figured it out. So now I just have to do
Oh.
it.
Yeah.
And then we're going back to them in the hopes to sell them book four.
Okay.
And so um, if they accept that, which you never know, but I think they will, because they've been very, very happy with how it's been going.
Oh, good.
And
Good.
then book four will finish the series, and
Okay.
then after that, I will probably do a couple of I've got a couple of little standalone things in my head.
Mm.
And basically there are 9 members of the book club,
Mhm.
and every member is going to get a book or a series, but
Okay.
they just not all going to be in the same series.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. And then I've got a lot of other stuff. So I'm coming to the States in a couple of months for a Polycon.
Cool.
I'm very excited about.
Nice.
And I'm off to Florence in Italy for a Italian signing, because my Italian books do really well.
Oh.
Which is
Ooh, what's that?
always fun. That is Rare Rare
Oh,
Florence
okay.
in
Yeah.
October. Yeah, October the 3rd.
Where can people find out more about you? Where do we send them?
Probably, so probably most active on Instagram, which
Okay.
is Steffanie Holmes Writes. And I also have a fan club, and it's called the Spooky Bat Fan Club,
Hmm.
and that is where I run that on Patreon. So patreon.com/Steffanie Holmes Writes. And I run that a little bit differently to other authors. So the bulk of my Patreon content is free. It's basically kind of like almost like a little blog.
Okay.
Um,
Hmm.
and I post like a lot of bonus scenes, a lot of what we call ephemera. One of the things I do in my books a lot is like chapters will start with little text messages, or there'll be like chat conversations, or
Mm.
menus from restaurants, or newspaper articles, just kind of like sort of random little things.
Yeah.
And I read a lot of that kind of content as like bonus content,
Oh,
which is
cool.
quite fun. So I do a lot of that. I do a lot of like personal updates and like reading lists and what I recommend and just kind of like behind the scenes stuff. Like pictures from Paris and kind of telling people stories about
So
that
cool.
sort of thing, research
Awesome.
and stuff. And so that's most of that's free. But there's a couple of paid tiers. There's one if you want to get like exclusive um special edition books every few months. There's one for authors. And there's one where so I'm writing a secret 11th Nevermore book,
Ooh.
um, which is basically book one rewritten just from the guys' point of views. Because
Oh, I love those things.
yeah, it's really fun because
Mm.
the bulk of the series is written only from Mina's point of view. The final book is written from all three of them point of views, but the bulk of the series is only Mina. And so I thought it'd be really fun to rewrite book one from the guy's point of view. And there's like a little secret story that is going on in the background that Mina has no idea about.
Oh,
And so that's been really fun to kind of put that together.
cool.
Um, yeah, so if you join that's like the smallest tier, you get a chapter of that little secret book every month, and
Nice.
you get art copies and stuff like that. So yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Well, we'll be sure to put all of those links in the show notes, along with links to get your books and all that. And I'm very, very excited to read
Oh,
Things for Nothing.
awesome. I really hope you guys enjoy it.
Oh, I'm sure
Oh,
I
I'm
will.
not worried about enjoying it.
I'm
Yeah,
not worried
I
at
am
all.
positive that I will enjoy that. Thank you so much for agreeing to
Yes.
meet with us
Yeah.
and work with the challenges of our huge time differences because you guys are almost 24 hours apart, like 21 hours apart or
Pretty
something like that.
something like that, yeah. Like
Yeah, yeah,
That's so
she's
exciting.
in my future.
yeah. I'm from the future. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a pretty good day today. So you've got
Excellent. I can't wait. Yes, thank you so much for joining us. I am so happy to be able to talk to you. This is just really, really fun.
I think it's been heaps of fun, and thank you so much for having me. It's always I love doing these. It's always heaps of fun.
Yeah, welcome back, everybody. Oh my goodness, that was amazing. I enjoyed having her on the pod so much, and I'm gonna fangirl some more. Yeah, okay.
Y'all, the stuff that happened before the recording even started on that,
You're
I
probably
think Shea is a fan, is all I'm saying.
I'm a big fan. I am a big fan. I love. I mean, honestly, her writing is delightful, and I couldn't put it down. I binged through that whole series, and I am really excited. I got the Fangs. What is it? Fangs for Nothing. On
Thanks for
my
nothing.
Fangs for Nothing is on my Kindle as we speak.
That's
So
awesome.
yes. Well, okay. So Oracle time. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
oh yeah. I have okay. So we're still in February, and so this is the perfect deck. So this was a deck that I backed on Kickstarter called the Cracked Amethyst, and of
Which
course
looks awesome.
looks awesome. Which of course amethysts are the February birthstone, and it comes in a lovely box. It's got the title in the front. It's basically like a starry night sky. Below it are some hills. It's got a sort of like these little like you can see the dark trees and these little mushrooms. Don't worry, they're like glowy purple down here and they're green up there. They're not real, they won't hurt you. I love the inside of these boxes. So you can see over here the starry sky with the moon, and then inside the box is this little wreath of like flowers and moons
There's keys.
and keys. these. Yeah, it's so
Oh,
cool.
that's so cool.
So cool. Oh, and then these rocks down here, they're like standing stones that have little symbols on them. Like
Sometimes it's hard to know which way to move stuff.
I know. One's a crescent moon, one's a flame, one's a pentacle, and one's a ram symbol. Is that Aries?
Aries?
And it's by Jessica Bott, who I believe is up in Canada. And if you go to www.thecrackedamethyst.com, you can see this deck and some of her other decks.
Links in the show notes.
Links in the show notes. Here is, I already pre-shuffled this deck. I have not used this deck until today. This is the first time. And so the back of the deck is a dark green with that same wreath of flowers with some stars and crescent moons and keys.
That's so cool. I love the keys.
I know. Isn't that fun? I love that. Very witchy. I'm not sure what the flowers are. I think they're, though, possibly daisies or something of that ilk. So here we go. It's been shuffled. I just flipped the deck. And I'm going to pull this over. Ooh, King of Cups. So this is fun. Okay, so this is like an alchemist's studio, if you will. In the background, there's like some like runes. Well, there's a window showing the night sky. There's a like a board with some runes scratched on it. There's a mug in the front with water, or some blue liquid in it, and there's a couple of candles. Some blue liquid.
Oh my God, it's an electric lemonade from our interview with Jennifer Hart.
Exactly.
Coming in 2 weeks to a podcast station near you.
Exactly. There's a couple of candles, and then there's like, those alchemy or those science sets where they've got all those cool little bubbles of glass bubbles filled with liquids, kind of simmering away, and all different colors. So it's a really cool little thing called the King of Cups. And I'm going to have to look this up because this symbology, I've never seen this symbology with the King of Cups before, isn't it? I mean, other than obviously the cup in front represents the cup. Wisdom, understanding, experienced. Learned ample research, understands the theory. Practiced, creative, practical, and experienced. Seems like magic is actually just alchemy.
Ooh.
Interesting. And I don't really know what that means for... so let me pull up a King of Cups meaning. Because as we all know, I have the worst memory ever. It represents mastery over the realms of emotion, creativity, and the unconscious. When this card turns up in a tarot reading, you have gained control of your feelings and can accept them without allowing them to get the better of you, even when life throws you a curveball. You can draw...
What are we talking about today?
Right? I'm telling you, every time we post something that just absolutely makes sense. So you can draw on your emotional maturity and stability to help you navigate these challenges. You don't need to let things get to you. You can steer clear of the drama instead of choosing an emotion, and instead choose an emotionally balanced and calm approach. If you're being challenged personally right now, the King of Cups suggests that you need to remain emotionally mature when faced with negative energy from others. Be firm on personal boundaries, stating what is and is not acceptable on an emotional level. This king is level-headed and in control of his emotions. He uses his intellect to make smart decisions and does not let other circumstances or whims sway him from his central beliefs and morals. Stay true to your emotions and feelings, and do not allow others to steer you off course and make you watch shows that you don't want to watch.
I never do that. I make a lot of promises, to be clear. But now y'all know my secret.
Yes, now we all know. And so we know when she says she's gonna, add that to the list. She's lying.
Well, I'm lying.
The King of Cups embodies the perfect balance between the executive and the heart. Not only are you able to access and manage a situation logically, but you can also draw upon your intuition. Remember, we're supposed to be listening to our intuition and understanding of human interactions. As a leader, you care as much about achieving your goals and objectives as you do about making sure everyone's happy and engaged along the way. And if you sense that logic and emotions are out of balance, draw on the energy of this king to realign yourself. I'm going to go down here.
Well, and that's so perfect for Pisces season, really,
really
because
is.
Pisces is a lot about looking for that balance, like walking that line. And we talked about that in my birthday episode, which was a couple weeks ago, about just being a Pisces and how that very much is all about finding that balance.
Absolutely.
And I think that this is, again, knocked it out of the park.
Totally. And I do love this deck. It's very interesting.
What's it called again?
It's called the Cracked Amethyst.
I love that.
Yeah, thanks for joining us today, everybody.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, rate us, review us. If you have questions, comments, whatevs, you can hit us up in our Instagram DMs. I check every couple days. I'll get back to you immediately. And of course, if you want to be on the pod and you know somebody who you think should be on the pod, you can email us at cliffhangersandcocktails@gmail.com, or you can, again, hit us up in our DMs on Instagram, and I'd be delighted to talk to you.
Excellent. And be sure and sign up for our newsletter if you want to get reminders about the podcast. And of course, all the links to everything will be in the show notes.
That's right.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.